Hey, hon, can you come with me to my doctor's appointment today? I'm really nervous because I'm pretty sure there is something wrong.
I'm sure you're just being paranoid. You've always been so healthy. I don't see that changing now.
I'm almost 50, so it's much more likely that something is wrong. I mean, I'm feeling tired more often. And I've had some intense pain. It's the only reason I'm going to the doctor.
Well, you're no spring chicken, so those things are normal. You can't expect that I'll drop stuff just because your knee hurts or something. One of us has to work.
I do work. I'm just taking leave right now because I'm sick.
I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Look at me, I'm 55 and my health is almost as good as when I was 40.
You've had quite a few health scares, though. It's not like it's been smooth sailing for you.
Here we go. Men are weak, we can't handle having a cold. Come on, Zoe. You've been whining quite a lot for a while now. It's really starting to get on my nerves. Please stop.
I'm sorry. I wish that one of our kids stayed close. I could really use some support.
They have lives, Zoe. I'm sure they wouldn't be interested in joining you. I can't wait for you to come home and admit that you're just fine.
I really hope that's the case.
Speaking of fine, do you have the receipts from my last trip?
Yeah, it's saved on the computer.
I've asked you to email those to me.
I did.
Oh, I see. Thanks. Now I can submit them for reimbursement. I have to go. Good luck at the doctor's. I look forward to hearing you were worried for nothing.
I hope you're right. Carl, when are you coming home? It's after 7.
Working late. Money is a bit tight right now, you know.
No, it's not. I put away plenty in savings when you started working again. I got raises at both jobs, and since you were working, I put the extra money right into savings.
Thanks for reminding me of the 2 years where I was unemployed. Look, I'm working really hard to make up for that time. You don't need to bring it up out of nowhere.
I wasn't. My point was that I saved up several $1,000s. Right now, I really need you home.
Is this your way of trying to make me lose another job? I said I have to work late. I'll be home when I finish up here. You'll be just fine without me. It's not like this is the first time where I had to work late.
But I really need you right now. Please, come home.
I really don't have time for this. And if you keep pestering me, it's gonna take even longer. So let me focus and I'll get there sooner.
But I have some really important news. Please come home. Bethany, I know that it's really late there, but are you still up?
Hi, Zoe. I was just getting ready to go to bed. I've got my son and his family visiting, and
Their toddler has really worn me out. I really need to talk to someone.
why? Is something wrong? Where's Carl?
He's still at work. He keeps saying that he needs to earn extra money.
It really sucks that you turned down that job out here. We could have lived close by. Then we could hang out more than once every couple of years.
I really wish I would have taken that job. Unfortunately, I didn't. Right now, I really need someone, anyone to talk to, but everyone lives so far away.
I'm sorry, but I can't talk. The kids are light sleepers, and I wouldn't trust them not to wake up.
I'm okay with texting. I went to the doctor today because I haven't been feeling well. They found a couple of tumors. They plan to do a biopsy.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Zoe. Did you tell Carl?
I don't want to text him because I really want him to be here. I wish he were here right now.
You can call him and tell him that he needs to come home right now. Work should not be his priority.
He'll probably say that we shouldn't worry until the results come back.
Oh, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. If he were the one who found out, he'd pretty much act like a toddler. Actually, that's not fair to toddlers. My grandson is far less needy than your husband. If he were the one who received that news, you'd barely be able to do anything.
I just wish he were home. Right now, I feel so lonely.
I'm so sorry, honey. I wish I could be there for you. Why don't you contact your kids?
Because I don't want to worry them unnecessarily.
What about some of your relatives close by?
The only family still alive around here are all on his side of the family. If I tell any of them first, Carl will look bad.
He should. Call him up, and if he isn't willing to come home, you'll need to call someone else. You shouldn't be going through this alone right now.
I know. That's why I texted you. I can't think of anyone else.
Here's a big virtual hug. Now go call your husband.
Hi, Carl. Just wanted to remind you that I have my next round of chemo today.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I figured you would. Please make sure to come this time. You promised you would come with me this time. Each treatment leaves me increasingly drained. I would really like for you to come with me this time.
I was there with you for the first one, and you were just fine. I don't really think that you need me.
I do. Please, I really need you there with me today.
Look, Zoe, I know that you're going through something really rough right now, and I appreciate that you need someone. However, I simply can't be that person. You deserve someone who can take you to these things and who can still see you as a woman. I just can't be that man anymore.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm saying that I simply can't do this anymore. You aren't the woman I married. You're barely recognizable as a woman now, and I can't anymore. I found an apartment and I've moved into it. So I won't be coming with you today. And I won't be coming home to you ever again.
How can you do this to me? I supported our family when you were unemployed, on and off for 7 years. I took care of you when your appendix burst and when you were in a car accident.
I knew you would do this. I told you how I honestly feel and you try to guilt me into staying. It won't work. I simply don't love you anymore. And getting out now means I can still find someone to love.
How can you do this now, when I need you?
It's not gonna work, Zoe. I'm not gonna stay out of guilt.
I'm not trying to get you to stay out of guilt. We made vows, remember? For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. I have done all that for you multiple times over the years. Now I finally need you. How can you just leave me?
I'm not just leaving you. The divorce papers will be on the table when you get back from chemo.
What? Instead of coming with me, you're gonna make things even worse?
You will be in a weaker state, so it's much more likely that you will sign. I really don't want to drag this out. I just want it over. I'll give you half a year to move out of the house. It's the least I could do since you'll be receiving treatments for most of that. I also expect that you'll give me half of our savings. Don't expect any alimony or anything, though. I'll need all of my money to keep up the house after you move out.
If you think that I'm just going to sign the papers, you clearly haven't been paying attention over the years.
That's so funny. Unless you're admitting that you aren't nearly as bad off as you are claiming. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you've been faking it. You stopped being attractive to me long before the cancer. That just gave me the excuse I needed to finally spread my wings and live. Thank you for the years together, but we've been over for a long time now.
That's quite the change from how you felt last year. You remember when you said you can't imagine life without me?
Oh, I only said that because I felt it at the time. Usually I didn't feel like that about you. So it really stood out to me. I just spoke what I felt. That wasn't how I usually felt. Anyway, now you know. I'm sorry that this is how it has to be, but I just don't see a future with you. I just don't feel like sitting around waiting for you to die.
Please don't do this to me. Not right now.
Sorry, Zoe, but all you are to me now is my ex-wife. Good luck with everything. And don't worry, it will all be over soon.
You were right, Bethany. This whole time you were right.
Of course I was. That shouldn't come as a surprise. What specifically was I right about, though?
Carl filed for divorce. He says that he can't stay with me now that I'm sick. Apparently, I don't look like a woman anymore.
Oh, Zoe. I'm so sorry. I always knew he was horrible. But even I didn't think he was this evil. What you need to do now is ruin him. Go full scorched earth on him. People have to know what you're going through, so make it clear that's why he's left you.
That's just it. No one knows except you and Carl. And of course the people at the facility.
You haven't told anyone else? How can people not notice how much you've changed since you started getting chemo?
You know how particular I am about appearances. I've kept up my appearance and everything. I still do housework while wearing makeup, grocery shop while looking great. To make sure it wasn't clear, I even got a wig that looked like my hair before it started falling out.
Oh, Zoe, you have got to stop trying to make everyone else feel better. You absolutely need help now. Scream it from the rooftops. Post flyers. Make that thing regret ever having treated you like anything less than the wonder you are.
That's your style, not mine. Right now, just keeping up with treatments is as much as I can manage.
You have to do something. You can't just take this lying down.
Oh, I don't plan to. He says he's going to stay somewhere else while I stay in the house for 6 months. Since he didn't bother paying attention to my treatment plan, he's giving me an extra 4 months.
So what? You shouldn't be kicked out of the house at all.
Oh, I know. I'm tired. But I can get started on a few things. He's planning on leaving the divorce papers as a gift for after my session. I can use that to see what that fool thinks he'll get. Then I can start planning my move. And the first one is to make sure that he has no access to the house that I have been paying for the last few decades. Then I can get started on the rest.
Please tell me you aren't hoping he'll come back to you.
Oh no. In fact, there is one thing I need to ask you to do.
I don't think I can come out there. I'm so sorry, but the timing is terrible.
No, I don't need you to come here. If you would, please do some research into PIs in the area. I would really appreciate it.
PIs? Like detectives?
Yes. I have a feeling that he's not staying on his own. I need to focus on finding a good lawyer. If you can narrow down PIs for me, that will help a lot.
Of course. I'll be more than happy to be a part of bringing down your scummy soon-to-be ex.
Did I see you leaving my parents' neighborhood yesterday?
Hi, Carl. I thought you didn't want to talk to me. I'm really sorry, but now is not a good time. I need to lie down because I'm feeling really tired.
Stop playing sick, Zoe. I know you're up to something.
Playing sick? Carl, I don't know if you've forgotten, but I'm currently battling cancer. I feel sick and tired literally all the time.
You know what I mean. I demand to know if you've been putting ideas in my parents' heads.
What are you talking about?
They've said that I need to come over and talk to them tonight. And if I don't make time for it, they're going to disown me.
What? Why would they do that?
It has something to do with you, I know it.
Look, Carl, the divorce is almost done. I'm almost out of your life. Can't you just leave me alone? Haven't you done enough damage yet?
I know what you're up to, Zoe. First you made it so that you got the house, and will just have to pay me for the down payment. Now you're visiting my family and turning them against me.
I did visit your parents, but I wasn't trying to turn them against you. How was I supposed to know you didn't tell them that I had cancer?
You didn't tell them, did you?
They pretty much figured it out.
What? Did you look all frail and pathetic with them just like you did in front of the judge?
Again, I have cancer, Carl. I simply don't have the time or energy to doll myself up anymore. Even if I did, I still look terrible.
I know you have a wig. You could wear it. That will hide a lot.
It irritates my scalp. The clothes I wear are far more comfortable.
Stop talking to my family, Zoe. They aren't your family anymore.
I know, but I had some of your stuff. And since you told me not to contact you directly, I had no idea where else to leave the stuff.
You could have texted me about it.
I was following your instructions. I'm sorry. Do you want me to go back over there and apologize for making you look bad?
No! You're doing this on purpose.
I'm sorry, Carl. You're making me feel emotionally drained, so I'm going to turn off my phone now.
Get out of my life, Zoe. I don't want to hear about you doing or saying anything else to my family. Did you really just come to my office?
Wow, I can't believe you're contacting me twice in 1 week. That's more than we've talked since you moved out of the house.
Why did you come to my work, Zoe? What excuse could you possibly have?
Some of your mail came to the house. You said not to go to your parents' house, so where else was I supposed to drop it off?
You could have given it to my lawyer.
I don't have the time or energy to figure out where that is. I'm finishing my treatments not too far from your work. It was easier just to drop it off with your assistant.
I can hear them whispering out there. Tell me that you at least made yourself presentable.
I just finished a round of treatment. I'm lucky that I was able to walk into the place. I'm not exactly worried about how I look when it's hard enough to stand up.
I can't believe you would do this to me. I thought you loved me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You left me, so I decided to focus on getting better. After all, the only support system I had here walked out my door. I don't have time to worry about you now.
Oh, you're clearly worrying about me, and you're making sure that I look like the bad guy.
How am I making you look bad? I'm trying to abide by the rules we put into place while our divorce goes through.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I thought that you were a little too easy. The only fighting you did was for the house. You were plotting that whole time. Well, now I'm going back to court, and I will get everything. Unless you stop this.
Once again, you leave me far more confused than anything. I'm sorry if the people at your work didn't know that you left me because of cancer.
Wait, you told them too?
When your assistant asked me what was wrong, I figured she knew what I've been going through. I mean, you were with me for the first few rounds of treatment. It would make sense that you would talk about that at work. I figured they sympathized with you.
You're destroying my life!
I'm sorry, Carl, but I need to go. I'm too weak to stay awake any longer.
How did you manage to get my girlfriend to dump me? How?
Really, Carl? You're texting me again? Can't you just leave me alone? I have more than enough to do without dealing with your problems.
Rena said that she didn't want to be with a guy who would ditch his wife with cancer. Who else could have told her about you?
What makes you think that I even knew you had a girlfriend? The divorce isn't finalized yet.
Well, it's all but over.
And how long has she been your girlfriend?
I see what you're doing. You're trying to make it look like I cheated so that you can use that against me. I'm gonna get you back for everything you've done. You can't do this to me. Why won't you just die instead of making my life so much worse? Every day that you're alive, my life keeps getting worse.
I have to say, I can empathize with that. Looking back, every day I was with you took a bit more from me. From here on out, talk to my lawyer. I will not be responding to you because you are unhinged.
I won't let you get away with all of this. The next time I see you, you will pay.
We only had a couple more days in court, but apparently that was too much for Carl. When we were talking in front of the judge, he got angry at me and started shouting. Since I was agreeing to almost everything, despite my lawyer trying to get me to fight back, it really made Carl look that much worse. The judge was not pleased as Carl got increasingly angry at me. When all was said and done, I ended up getting almost everything. Carl didn't get any of the money that I put away, and he had to give me some of the money from his retirement accounts. He had been able to roll them over from the first job he had when we married. I made sure that they continued to grow over the years, so it was a pretty large sum. Seeing how much more I was going to get, he jumped over the table and tried to attack me in court. That was not something that I saw coming. And it was only my lawyer who was able to help me get away from him. He actually punched me in the face, so I fell back into my chair. The whole scene was caught on camera, and the local area must not have enough real news because it ended up on the late-night news. It got picked up and was posted online. 2 days later, Bethany and my children came home. My kids were upset that I never told them about my diagnosis, and they insisted on always having someone to take care of me. Bethany didn't get to stay long, but after she saw what happened, she was afraid that I wouldn't be pressing charges. When I did, she left and went home a couple of days later. Carl ended up losing his job because, well, he became a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons. His parents disowned him, and no one in town wants anything to do with him. He had some old buddies he used to hang out with, who were more than happy to let him come live with them a few states away, and since he had no other options, he left. I don't know or care what happened to him after he got out of jail. Currently, my cancer is in remission, and 2 of my 4 kids have moved their families back to town. They had been considering it for a while, but thought their dad and I would enjoy a few years alone. Now that they know, they wish they had come back sooner. I've been very apologetic about not talking to them earlier, but I love that they're here for me now. I'm really excited about my new lease on life, and I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings with the people I love.